My stepdad crossed the line. I finally told my mom, and it changed everything. 19F, haven't shared this with many people, but writing it out feels like unclogging a drain that's been backed up for too long. I've been carrying this weight in silence, and I think part of me is scared that saying it out loud makes it more real. But after what's happened, I need to let it out. My mom's life has never been easy. She married my biological dad young, and from as far back as I can remember, their marriage was a battlefield. He wasn't physically violent, but he didn't have to be. He weaponized words, silence, control. He belittled her constantly, controlled the money, and made her feel small every single day. Some nights, I would lie in bed and listen to him tearing her apart with words. He'd call her stupid, useless, lucky I even keep you around. I'd hear her cry quietly in the kitchen after he went to bed, and it broke me even as a kid. I hated him. I hated what he turned her into. A woman who walked on eggshells, too scared to even laugh too loudly in case it set him off. By the time I was a teenager, I begged her to leave. I'd tell her, "Mom, you deserve better. You deserve to breathe." She'd smile weakly, maybe nod, but then go back to her silence. It took years before she finally broke free. About a year ago, she packed up what little we could carry, filed for divorce, and walked out. I will never forget the look on her face that night, scared but also relieved. Like she was finally exhaling after holding her breath for over a decade. I was so proud of her. I thought, this is the beginning of a new life. We're free now. Not long after the divorce, she met Jeff, 48M. It felt too soon to me, but I didn't say anything. She deserved happiness, and for the first time in years, she was smiling again. Jeff seemed perfect at first. Too perfect. He was the opposite of my dad, in every way. Polite. Supportive. He'd bring flowers for her. He'd tell her she looked beautiful, that she deserved the world. He had a steady job, his own place, and he made her laugh. She lit up around him, and I thought maybe, this was her second chance. Within months, he moved in. And just like that, our world shifted again. At first, I tried to accept it. I told myself, don't be biased just because he's not dad. I gave him a chance. But something about Jeff always unsettled me. It wasn't anything obvious. He wasn't cruel. He didn't yell. But there was this quiet energy, like he was watching too closely. Like the smile he wore never quite reached his eyes. And slowly, the little things started adding up. A couple of months ago, I was in the shower. Steam filled the bathroom. Music played quietly from my phone. It was my safe space, one of the only times I felt relaxed. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. I shouted, "I'm in here." A few seconds passed. Then, the doorknob started turning. Slowly, like someone was trying to open it. My blood ran cold. I yelled again, sharper this time. "I'm in here." The knob stopped. Then I heard Jeff's voice on the other side of the door. "Come." Almost casual. "Why is the door locked?" That one question made my skin crawl. I was 19, a grown woman. Why was he questioning me about locking a bathroom door? I brushed it off, telling myself maybe I was paranoid. Maybe he just needed to use the bathroom and didn't realize. But the unease sat in my stomach like a stone. The real breaking point came a few weeks later. I've always loved dancing. Not professionally, but for fun. Dancing is tied to my happiest childhood memories, my mom, my sisters, and I making up goofy routines in the living room. We'd laugh until we cried, sometimes pulling out moves so silly they looked ridiculous. One of the routines had a move that, if you looked from the outside, might resemble twerking. But to us, it was just goofy fun. Something we only did when we felt safe. Never in front of men. One Saturday, my little sister and I were cleaning the house. To make it fun, I put on music and we started doing one of those old dances. We were laughing, spinning around, being silly. I felt relaxed for the first time in weeks. Then my sister froze. I turned around and saw Jeff standing in the doorway, watching. The air in the room instantly changed. My stomach dropped. My face went hot. I stopped moving. My sister did too. Jeff didn't say a word. He just stood there, staring, until I awkwardly picked up a rag and started cleaning again. That night, I told myself, "You're overthinking." Maybe it was nothing. But the next day, Jeff asked to talk to me privately. I didn't want it, but I thought maybe it was about chores or something important. So I followed him. He looked me dead in the eye, with his flat, unsettling tone, and said, "Why don't you dance like that in front of me?" I froze. My heart was pounding so hard, I thought it would burst. My skin crawled. My gut screamed, "Get out." I didn't say a word. I just turned around, grabbed my keys, and left the house. I went straight to my friend's place and stayed there overnight. I couldn't bear being under the same roof as him. That was it. I couldn't keep silent anymore. The next day, I sat my mom down. My hands were shaking. My throat was dry. But I forced myself to tell her everything. I told her about the bathroom door, about the dance, about how I felt unsafe and uncomfortable around Jeff. I told her if she didn't take me seriously, I would leave and maybe cut contact. I braced myself for her to defend him, to tell me I was dramatic, that I was misreading things. That's what so many women do when they're blinded by love. But to my shock, she believed me. Her face fell. Tears welled in her eyes. She kept saying, "Oh my God, oh my God." She looked devastated, hurt, betrayed. But she didn't accuse me of lying. She didn't brush it off. Within days, she confronted Jeff. I wasn't there, but she told me later it was explosive. She demanded answers. He tried to downplay it, saying I misunderstood, but she didn't back down. She told him it was over. And just like that, it ended. She filed papers. He moved out. It all happened so fast, my head is still spinning. Right now, I'm staying with my grandma, and my little sister is here too. We didn't tell her all the details, just enough, so she knows she's safe. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I can breathe. No eyes watching. No locks being questioned. No comments that make my skin crawl. Just safety. But I'm also left with this strange mix of emotions: relief, guilt, anger, sadness. I hate that my mom had to go through another failed relationship. I hate that she trusted him, only for him to betray her in such a disgusting way. But I'm grateful she believed me. Some moms don't. And I want anyone reading this to know, if you ever feel unsafe, if your gut is screaming at you, listen. You are not dramatic. You are not imagining things. You deserve to feel safe in your own home. I don't know what comes next, but I know one thing for sure. Jeff will never be part of our lives again. And that is enough.